Hey Tarosphere, it's Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and I am here with my Sunday live chat. I've got a crystal show haul to show you, and then we'll do some readings, some different decks and whatnot. I was hoping to have a new deck to show you guys tonight, but there was a mechanical problem with one of the delivery trucks, so I guess that won't be here until this coming weekend, which makes me a little bit sad, but it is what it is. Also, I'm covered in dog hair again. It's my life. Anyway, I'll wait for a few more people to pop on. You can join in by typing in the chat box either over there or below. Hey Julie, how are you this evening? I'm good. How are you? Just because we're gonna do, I went to a crystal show inadvertently and got some good stuff. So I really can't wait to show you guys that. We're gonna pop on with the Arcanus. I did a little review of that yesterday, and I'll probably use that in some readings this evening. I have my Prisma Visions here tonight too, and that's an awesome deck. I love the shit out of that deck. So we've got some good stuff going on tonight. Anything new going on in your world, in your neck of the woods? I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, no, I seriously, oh my God, I got some good ones. So I actually have a few on my Sacred Space that I got last time, and I never did a haul video for them. So I'll probably pop back over there and grab some too. But all right, so the place that I take all my classes and get some of my metaphysical supplies, I'm just gonna put my phone down over there. The place where I get some of that stuff, they do Crazy Southerners, ew. They every other month or so, this guy named Jerry comes to the healing center, and he sets up. He gets like crazy crystals from all over the world. I didn't want to know how he gets them, but he somehow manages to get his hands on them. So last time I went, I was like, kind of like, yay, I'm super glad that I was able to show up while Jerry's here, because I thought I'd be able to get some apophyllite. I've got one piece of apophyllite. It's yellow apophyllite. I really like green apophyllite. And the piece of apophyllite that I do have, actually, is, I did get it the last time I went to go see Jerry. Or rather, I went to the gem show, and this is the piece of apophyllite that I got, and it's gorgeous, but it's also huge. Like this isn't, hey creative, how are you? This is a beautiful crystal. It is not a walking around crystal. Like, it's awesome. It's also yellow apophyllite, so there's no, like, I was hoping for like a nice deep green piece. Maybe something like about the size of this little piece right here. And he didn't have any, well, he had apophyllite, but they were all like huge, ginormous chunks embedded in, I forget the name of the crystal that it was embedded in. It's pink. But I know, like, I could Flavor Flav this. Kersey Valley Spooky Woods. Oh, no, that's horrible. Why did they have to take down their scary billboard? That's, boo, I hate that. People ruining Halloween forever. But anyway, he didn't have any apophyllite, which is really sad. But he did have a ton of calcite quartz, which I was really excited about. And I forget, because I've got a memory like a sieve. Like, it's really bad, you guys. But they're coated in like this really cool, it's not pyrite, but it is sparkly. Let me see if I can get this camera to focus for you. Like, it's coated in like this sparkly mineral crust. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but this is a green calcite quartz. This is just like a little tiny baby piece. I was there mostly for little tiny baby pieces. And this is another one. It's calcite quartz again. Let me see if I can get you to focus. There we go. And it's got like a clear quartz on there with like a nice vein of green calcite going on. And again, it's on like a little sparkly quartz base. Look at me so sparkly. Let me see if I can get into sparkles. So it's really just more of the same. Like here's another piece of the green calcite quartz with the sparkly crust. The billboard had a baby on it wrapped in barbed wire. A young woman with good mail. I hate when it's Halloween. It's Halloween. Who cares? Like I really hate when people ruin everything for everyone else. And then this is another little guy that I got. He's very sparkly. So this is another, like I said, I got a lot of, I'm a quartz person. I love quartz. Hematite is another stone that I'm really drawn to, but I have like shit tons of quartz. And then this was the last little piece of green calcite quartz. I mean, like, okay, with a name like Scary Woods in the name, you're absolutely 100% right. They should not be like, is it a scary billboard? Does it represent Scary Woods? Shut up. like that is like end of argument. You've won it. Good. So good. I'm glad. So we'll see. There's no such thing as bad press, I suppose. Well, there is, but anyway, this is the last little piece of quartz that I got. There's a little bit of green calcite in there. Let me see if I can get it close up. Like right down at the bottom. Like it's kind of hard to see in the little cradle there, but he's a gorgeous little stone. And it sits really well, which I really enjoy. It sits, you know, like that. There's nothing worse than getting a beautiful cluster of quartz and having it sit wonky. Oh, I hate that. But anyway, now to like the amazing, like the good part of the haul. So that's my little pieces. So anyway, he said he almost didn't, the things that I'm about to show you, he said he almost didn't bring because they're more of a mineral than they are a crystal. But he brought them anyway, and I'm really excited about them. They are, I got to stop handling them because they're starting to flake away a little bit on the bottom from me like just touching the shit out of them. These are clam fossils, about 1.5 million years old, with honey calcite in them. So they basically turned into little clammy geodes. And I love these things. Like I saw them and I was just like, I eat quahogs for breakfast and I need this in my life. My mom has a shellfishing license. Like, how do I not? How do I not? So this thing is like really rad. This is a clam. Here's the back. You can actually see parts of the shell and the sediment where like everything's kind of setting up and sitting down. And then like his little honey, his honey crystal. This is the one that I'm going to give my mom. So he's really cute. And then, okay, so now I'm just going to stop touching him like all together. And then this one I liked because the clamshell still looks like it's definitely like crystallized and fossilized, but he still looks like a quahog. I love it. And it is pronounced quahog. Sometimes I get mean and I tell tourists, they'll be like, oh, where can we get some quahogs? And I'll be like, oh, you mean quahogs? Which is like, really, I should stop that. That is just bad karma, but it makes me laugh. But yeah, he looks like a full-on quahog still, and he's got like a little bit of the geode showing in the back. You can actually hear stuff like rattling around in there, which is really cool. And the shell has fossilized in such a way that it's still kind of sparkly. Like it's still very, like I love him very much. He's my favorite. And then I did get, he had a couple of broken pieces. So this one actually looks just like a geode. This is still a clam, but it's broken open. So you can actually see the crystals of calcite. And this one has a beautiful, let's see if I could get it to focus. it's got a beautiful calcite cluster right here. It's like clear, like it's clear as glass almost. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love these. And then this one doesn't even look like a clam anymore. And I thought that was like really like the best part about it. It still has, I'll show you the underside of it. It still has a little bit of the shell right here. But when you sit it properly, it is just one big ginormous piece of honey calcite, and it is beautiful. So Julie wants to know where these are found, and I guess these were dug up in Florida. I don't know if they're still mining them. I tried to look them up a little bit online, and there's conflicting reports as to whether or not the place where they were digging up the honey calcite has been shut down due to flooding, or if they're still doing it, or if there's a second site. But these are awesome. These are like, see, I love this piece. So this one will probably go. I've created a sacred space out of the mantle in my living room. So some of these will probably go on there. I'll probably stick one on the space back there, because even though it's like a quahog and it's summery, the colors are still very representative of autumn. Yeah, and I don't know if I like the cloth. It doesn't, the cloth that I put on my sacred space doesn't really look like very much. When you get up to it, it's actually metallic gold and stuff in there. So otherwise it looks like a silly piece of fabric from here, but it is what it is for right now. But anyway, that is my crystal show haul. Oh my God, how are you? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's Leona. Oh my goodness, Ms. Mitchell. I tried not to call you Ms. Mitchell for a second. Hi, Veronica. How are you? For those just joining, I'm just doing a little crystal show haul, but if you want a reading, you can put your questions in the chat doobly, unless you're on, if you're on mobile, your chat doobly is down there. You just swipe it up and you can join the chat. Okay, so honey calcite is used mostly for healing. It works really well with the solar plexus chakra, and it's supposedly good for hormone balancing. It's good for energy clearing. It's good for focusing in and aligning that chakra. The thing about calcite is it comes in so many different colors, and I call them flavors. There's red calcite, there's blue calcite, there's orange calcite, there's yellow calcite, there's clear calcite, there's green calcite. There's a calcite for everything. Like, you can literally do a whole chakra healing with just calcite. I think the only colors it doesn't come in are purple. So you couldn't really do a purple, but you could substitute something else. But yeah, there's so many different colors of calcite. You could calcite all day long. So specifically honey calcite would be pancreas, solar plexus chakra. You could probably use it for sacral chakra as well. It's good for, the self-empowerment, self-worth. It's good for sexuality, for focusing on that kind of energy healing. Basically anything that you would work with your solar plexus and your sacral chakras with, you can work with this. And like I said, also hormone balancing and pancreas type work. So that's awesome. And then you've got like clams and sea life critters and like that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's good for a bunch of things. I wanted tea. I forgot to buy cream, so now I'm drinking soda. Not good, but it is what it is. Okay, so now, oh my goodness, I can't believe that Veronica's here. Hi, Veronica. So yeah, those are my little hauls. I'm gonna stick these on the sacred space back there on my little meditation / card / whatever space. And if you guys want readings, I've got tons of decks, so we'll do that, and then we can talk about a few other things, whatever you guys want to talk about, basically. Let me just get these out of the way, because then I don't have room to do the things that I need to do. So yeah, the last time I was there, I got a ton of pink Himalayan quartz. I'll actually bring a few of those pieces over right now. Yeah, these are two of my favorite pieces. So the last time I was there, I got, ooh, ow, hit my knee. I got pink Himalayan quartz. It's a little hard to see the pink hue here, but he's got some beautiful quartz clusters. And this is mined, I guess, in the same kind of areas where, yeah, this is mined in the same areas where you get Himalayan salt. So let me see if I can, come on, focus. There we go, that's a little bit better. So this is a cute little piece. And he's got like a little bit of spirit quartz like hanging on the side there. It's a little hard to see, but like right here, he's got like little baby quartzes. And same thing for this one. This is another pink Himalayan quartz cluster. And pink Himalayan quartz is really good for channeling like ascended masters and lamas and ancestors. Basically, it's kind of got like the same. I do have legs, and right now they're covered in. Right now they're covered in like comic book sayings. So yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I've also got garbage all over my floor right now. I'm trying to declutter like this room, and it's just not. We're working on it. So yeah, let me get this stuff out of my way, and then we can do some readings. Yeah, calcite comes in different colors, and you can absolutely use it to do energy work on all of your different chakras. You would want to use, of course, like you'd use red calcite for your base chakra. You would use like the green calcite for your heart. You could use, and I'm going to put out this incense because it's starting. There's a lot of it. So there we go. So I can't do too much with incense because I don't like it messes with my senses. It gives me a headache sometimes. So I do a little bit, and then I douse it with I douse the incense stick with moon water because I made a huge batch of moon water during the eclipse, and I've been using it to like respectfully put out my incense. Yep, you want to use the colors that match the chakras, Julie. So like I said, you can get a whole bunch of different calcites, but yeah, it's you should do a chakra, like a crystal for each chakra. Yeah, you can use it with, you can do tarot cards, you can balance and clear your chakras with a pendulum. A lot of people do a lot of crystal work with chakras, and you would want to use oh, Creative wants a reading. What energy should you focus on for positive communication this week? Okay, let's see. You know what I haven't used in a while? Disciples Tarot. I think Creative, you would really like this one. Just know that if you do decide to get it, it is a Game Crafter deck. Look at, see, right? I don't know what. Right in there, Game Crafter. There we go, you crafty little Game Crafter. But yeah, that is absolutely. You could use, like I said, a whole bunch of different calcites. I have a piece of green and blue calcite right now. Aw, thank you, Julie. An oil diffuser for your loose incense. Oh, that's a really good idea, actually, Leona, to use with a drop of oil, and then the aroma and the smoke. But I kind of like the smoke, like it sets an atmosphere. I don't know, but for whatever reason. So picture, absolutely, Veronica, I will absolutely do a reading for you. Picture angsty, like 16-year-old me with black lipstick and ridiculous, like, I was goth when I was younger, but I didn't do it well. It was ridiculous, actually, now that I think about it. Let's hope pictures never surface. But I used to sit in my room and like burn incense and candles into the carpet of my, and they would give me, and I would get like these wicked migraines, and I would wonder why, and it turns out the entire time it was like the incense. So basically I was just feeding into headaches, which are feeding into my angsty teenage angst, and it was ridiculous. All right, let's see. All right, so creative. What energy should you focus on for positive communication this week? So I really want the Darkness of Light tarot. I feel like those two would work really well together. I believe Colleen, whom I haven't not seen around here in a while. Hey, Amy, how are you? I've not seen Colleen in a while, and I need to figure out if she is okay, like what's going on. I miss her very much. Although I do kind of stalk her cat on Instagram. I believe she has Darkness of Light, and she uses it with this one. Ooh, you've got some jumpers. You've got some jumpers. All right, let's see if we can get one more jumper. Otherwise, I'll just pick you a card. Oh, yep, there we go. You got some jumpers. All right, then. Let's see what we got going on. Positive communication this week. Interesting. Okay, so you got, you chose, so jumping out right away was 3 of Wands. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Look at that butt. Look at it. All right, so it won't focus on the butt, but you've got the 3 of Wands. The King of Pentacles was another jumper for you. I don't know why, but like the dudes in this deck crack me up. Like they just crack me up because they're always like doing Hulk Hogan poses, like, and you know, like for whatever reason, they just, I'm like, okay. It's like watching wrestling in the late 80s, early 90s. And then you also have the Lovers. And you've got the Hermit. So this to me says, okay, I mean, like clearly there's some positive, like you should definitely focus on the positive. I mean, you know, it's the 3 of Wands. Like you're attracting positive energy and changes. You know, you're being a leader. You set yourself up for success. But I think you need to reflect, like just like reflect on what is working and what isn't working. Like kind of drop what you know. Like there's something that's going on that you know isn't working. So just stop doing that. And you know, you'll just be even more successful. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is, you know, very like down to earth and yep, Hulk Hogan, that's right. I am a Hulkamaniac, not sad about it either. But I'm a Hulkamaniac in an ironic way. Like if Hulk Hogan could just be like Hulk Hogan in the ring all the time instead of being like the ridiculous person that he is in real life, can we just pretend that person doesn't exist and then like, you know, just eat your vegetables and don't do drugs and maybe go to Pasta Mania, which was a restaurant. It was a real restaurant, you guys. But anyway, the King of Pentacles, again, somebody who's like, why is it, you know, they're just super down to earth and in control of their, you know, of their more base needs, of their more like, you know, that's all like money, health, you know, like I call it, the Pentacles is kind of like the me first and the gimme gimme suit. You know, they're just in control of all that kind of stuff. So you just need to, again, like kind of maybe rein in stuff that, like, I don't know, just rein it in is all I'm kind of like, you know, just kind of be a little more in control. Like you're in control of you, you're in control of your body, like be in control of it. And then the Lovers, the first thing that I noticed about this is, you know, the Lovers is usually a card about like straight up relationships and, oh, hi, Divine Gypsy. This is the Disciples Tarot. So where is the box? Here we go. Disciples Tarot. And it's an awesome deck, but it is a Game Crafter deck, so you've been forewarned. So yeah, the first thing I noticed, so again, a change in status, like making a decision, you know, like kind of, you know, like, you know, maybe focusing on a relationship, that kind of thing. But the thing that I noticed about this card, the thing that jumped out at me about it is she is literally bending over backwards. And this to me would tell you stop doing that, because when you bend over backwards for somebody to like go out of your way and try and be positive, and you tamp your own feelings down, and you don't address your own needs, you tend to get walked all over. You get treated like a doormat. You affirm that the nasty behavior is getting these people what they want. So don't positively reward their shitty behavior or whatever it is that they're doing that's causing you to bend over backwards to make them happy. Stop that, because they're just going to keep doing it, and they may or may not care that they're actually doing more harm than good for you and your relationship. And I think that's where you need to assert this King of Pentacles energy. Like, you need to be like, you know what? No, this isn't good for me. It's not good for me emotionally. It's not good for me physically. It's not good for my wallet. It's not good. It's like, no, like just no. You need to like maybe stand up and say no. And then also the Hermit. There's a little bit of soul searching that you need to do, apparently. And I think that's where it ties in, as to where to find the balance between that King of Pentacles and that Lover's card. In order to achieve like that 3 of Wands success and like kind of like reflective inner peace, like you need to maybe step back a little bit. Because I know you've been working on like kind of a group like a project or a group project. You've been doing stuff with a lot of people lately, but like maybe time to take a step back. Time to take care of you. Time to address and assess your own needs before you go ahead and, like I said, bending over backward to appease literally everyone else but yourself. So I think it's time for you to maybe kind of think about that. So those are your cards. Veronica, I believe it was your turn. Your turn. Turn. So that is your reading. I hope that works out. Yeah, it does kind of look like Starry Night a little bit. I like to say it's almost like it's like a darker version of. It's almost like a darker version of Star Child, without so much thothy, drippy goodness in there, because Star Child is a little thothy. But anyway, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? Only that Leona loves Hulk Hogan, and I'm going to tell them, ooh, you love Hulk Hogan, neener. And then Amy is here. I wonder, Amy, how are you? Amy went on a run today, you guys. She ran a race, and she crushed it. So good for you. Excellent. Congratulations, Amy. Definitely you deserve that kudos. 7 miles, you guys. I don't even drive 7 miles. That is exhausting to me. Anything more than 4 miles away is what we call Cape Cod far. It's like, oh, 4 miles? No. It's for whatever reason, the second you get over the bridge to like here, you're just, even if you're just visiting, like all of a sudden anything that's more than like a 5-minute car ride is really far away. We're spoiled. It's ridiculous. Divine Gypsy, her channel is amazing. So definitely check out Divine Gypsy's channel. You guys can do that by, if you look at the 3 little dots next to the names in chat, you can check out other people's channels, which is how I usually spy on all of your channels, by the way. That's how I find new channels. I'll like pop in on a chat like Kelly from Truth and Story or Chase 2 Owls. He's doing a chat tonight, I believe, you guys. I like Chase's chats. They're nice. And Simon, whenever Simon from Two Spirit does a chat, I usually I'll sneak up and stalk all you guys from chat. So anyway, oh, she's grading homework. Adorable. So Veronica, it's your turn. What is your question, my dear? And I don't know what deck I'm going to use for you yet. It depends on the question, I think. So yeah, that was that. Yeah. So I ran into Linda, and she is going to facilitate a meditating Reiki session between Tasha and I, which is really nice because I ran into her at the Gem Show. That's the woman that came to talk to me about Tasha. Like, she came and did like an animal communication and Reiki session. Hey, Divine Gypsy. Oh yes, you are still. Oh my God, Simon. How can you make the most of the professional opportunity before you? What deck do I want to use for that? I don't know. What deck do I want to use? What decks do I have? Hi, Baldy. Just so everyone knows, Church of Iron is my significant other. That is Chris, and I like to call him Baldy. Let's see. How do you make the most of the professional opportunity before you? I kind of want to use, oh, you know what I haven't used in a while? We're going to use the birds. I'm so excited. I am still working on getting this deck for people in the States, you guys. I do have all the decks. I need to stop. They're taking over my life. I have to get bookshelves. I'm thinking about having somebody, a friend of mine does finished carpentry, so I'm thinking about getting him to do some built-in bookshelves around my fireplace. But first I want a pellet stove insert, because we don't use my fireplace at all. Like, I haven't had a fire in the fireplace we've lived here almost a decade. Okay, how do you make the most of the professional opportunity before you? So yeah, I've lived here for over a decade, and it just hasn't, like, we just haven't used it, because when you start a fire, all the heat goes right out the chimney, and I have to leave the flue open because of the birds. I would love to have a pellet stove insert, even just, you know, once in a while. It'd be nice, like on Christmas morning, to have a nice warm. A pellet stove, I don't know what kind yet. I have to call a guy. I have to call a guy to come out, and because we have the fireplace. Oh, a pellet stove. Okay, so a pellet stove is like a wood stove, only you use wood pellets. It gets much hotter than a wood stove. And wood pellets are made from repurposed sawdust. So they're like little tiny round wooden, like they look like wooden balls, but it's pressed like pressed sawdust. It's like all the stuff that they take from the mill, and then they like make it into this composite pellet material. So you just throw like pellets into the wood stove, and those are on fire, and it's a little more green than burning just straight up firewood. I mean, the wood's already it's a byproduct of the lumber industry, which I really enjoy, so that way I don't feel like I'm like, cut down those trees so I can burn them. Like it's a little silly. Well, maybe it's a New England thing. I don't know, but it's like a new fireplace thing. You can a lot of people are either doing, they're either doing gas stove inserts, which we'll also look at, but it's cleaner than a wood stove. It's cleaner like for the environment, and it's cleaner like for your house too. I used to have a wood stove growing up, and I loved it and I missed it, but I do not miss how dirty that thing was. So, Veronica Rose's professional opportunity and how to make the most of it. Okay, those are your cards. Let's see what we got. You had a jumper too, by the way. Ooh, okay. So first thing that jumps out at me would be, we'll start with the two negative cards. Because you did get a couple of negative ones. You got the 5 of Swords, and you got the 3 of Hearts, which is mourning a loss. So I know it's a business opportunity. Is it a partnership, Veronica? Is this like a business partnership? Because like I don't want you like, it's not necessarily negative, but a thing I think that you need to keep in mind if it is a partnership is that they don't always end well. Like, you have to keep your friendships and your business partnerships separate. You have to figure out a way to compartmentalize if that is the case. So, you know, like try and keep your art, like just have a plan is kind of what I'm seeing here. It's employment. Okay. I don't know, like I have no reason why heartbreak would like show up in here for this deck for you, but it's like it's a tiny one. Like it's a tiny little heartbreak. And then fighting with empty victory. That's really weird. Let me see. I'm gonna pull a couple clarifiers. Yeah, have a plan. Like if it's like it's employment, a business opportunity. Oh, it's weird. All right. Let me pull a couple of clarifiers. I'll do that one. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, there's something else going on. I think this isn't necessarily. So the clarifier that you pulled for the Three of Hearts, is there something going on with you, like a relationship or relationship-wise? I mean, or like friendship-wise, I was like, there's some sort of turmoil going on in a friendship or a relationship, because you pulled the Three of Hearts, heartbreak, like breakups, things that make you sad. And then you also pulled the Ace of Cups, which is an abundance of emotion. Be it like usually it's a good thing, but sometimes it's necessarily not. It's like this to me is like it's always overflowing emotion, and it's emotion that it's like you're feeling for kind of the first time. Not that you've never felt the emotion, but there is something here. Yeah, if it's not yet, there will be some sort of like turmoil thing. Maybe it's maybe the job doesn't happen. Maybe like if you have your heart set on something, like there's a potential heartbreak. Like there's something going on. Yeah, there's like if you've got your heart set on something working out a certain way, I think it's very possible that it might not work out that way. I hope it does, but that makes me inclined to think that it's not going to. It could also mean that if you do get the job, it could be not what you expected, and that in a way is not going to make you. It could be. I mean, there's something very like not nice about that. Yes, absolutely, Divine Gypsy, you can have a reading. And then for a clarifier for the Five of Swords, you pulled the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups to me is it's a sword about friendship and celebration. It's also a sword about maybe drinking a little bit too much. Like basically like having a good time and then having it lead to a like this to me looks like I'm going out with my friends and it's totally amazing. And then like you have a stupid fight with one of your friends. And then, like I call them stupid fights because like the evening is amazing and then something dumb happens and it goes all downhill from there. And then, you know, that would be the card of empty victory. So I would just say be careful about what's going on with like the people in your life. And try not to let them or you, not necessarily you, because you're amazing. Like, why would you ever? But try not to let, you know, things that are maybe said in jest or something like that's not so serious turn into a full-blown heated argument. That's kind of what I'm getting from this is like somebody says something and like it rubs the wrong way and then it's like all downhill from there. And then like, yeah, maybe you might win the argument, but at the cost of a friendship. Like maybe like a pick your battles is kind of what I'm getting from there. Like to keep the peace and the harmony and the celebratory, like to keep the good times going, like just kind of pick your battles because yeah, you might win, but it's not necessarily awesome. But that being said, you did get two amazing cards. You got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So this to me says that this is definitely like a good opportunity for you. It's something that you're passionate about, most definitely. Like this is new creative, passionate energy coming in. Like you're fired up about this. Like you're very excited. You're like, this is gonna be amazing. And it's definitely, you know, this could be the beginning of something, you know, that is very lucrative. So I think that you should, like, it's definitely something you should go for. I just think that there's probably some, like, there's some pitfalls. Like maybe you don't quite get along with a coworker. Maybe, yeah, that could be what this is. I mean, this could be coworker. This could be, you know, like there's an office harmony and you're stepping in and you're a new energy coming into that. So maybe don't let that, oh no, creative, are you leaving? Boo, bye. So yeah, maybe don't let that, maybe don't let like a group element or whatever kind of muss up what could be a good opportunity for you. Like, you try and get in there. Try and get in there. I don't know. Like, it's just, like I said, I've got kind of like a friendship fight kind of a feeling out of this, but I don't know. If it makes sense to you, amazing. I would love to know down the road how it turns out. Let me know. I'd love some feedback on that, especially where it's not really resonating that much, it seems. So let me know what's going on. So that is that. Anybody else? Who's next? Who is next? I believe Divine Gypsy was next. Your husband met The Rock once? Oh my God, that's amazing. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Let's see. Divine Gypsy wanted a reading, but I cannot find where it is. Can you re-ask your question, Divine? Sorry, I missed it. Oh, there you are. What is your next step? Okay. So, all right. So anyway, oh, good, Veronica. I'm glad that works out for you. Your next step for what is what I would ask you. You know, a little clarification on that would be amazing. Next step for relationship, next step for career, next step for, you know, with your, next step for, you know, what you should watch on wrestling. Next step on like just a little clarification would be good, if you don't mind, if that's all right. In which case I will try to get something for you, but I always like to say, you know, the more specific, the better. Because then I'm just stabbing in the dark. Oh, next step for goals? What kind of goals? Career goals? Financial goals? Artistic goals? Next step for goals. Like, do you want a general energy reading? Like, so this is actually, you know, this is a good chance for us to talk about asking tarot questions. Oh, you're working on it. Okay, so next step for your next step creatively. Okay, all right. So when you're, and I'm going to plagiarize a little bit from my tarot teacher, but it's such a good analogy that I cannot think of a better one. I will someday think of a better analogy, but tarot reading is a bit like walking into a library. And the question you formulate it's like walking. Okay, so if you're just like, I'm just gonna walk into a library, and so a general reading is this: I'm just gonna walk into this library, I'm gonna look around, maybe I'll see something, maybe I won't, I don't know. Like, yeah, there's a lot of information to be had there. There's a lot of stuff to see. Like, maybe you'll catch something that catches your interest and makes sense for you, maybe it won't. You know, like, so you are definitely going to take something away from that. But if you go to the library with a mission, if you go to the library and you say, I want to look up a book on black bears today, you can go and you can hone in on the section and you can learn the shit out of you can learn like the shit out of stuff about black bears. Like, you find all the information that library has on exactly that because you are focused. And that is a more productive trip to the library than wandering around and being like, something catches my eye. No, it's okay to have that. Like, we're all guilty of it, but all right. So that is that. Anyway, I'm gonna read for you with Pagan Otherworlds, one of my favorite decks. I think I'm gonna wind up using this one pretty heavily this autumn. So your second son's name is Shawn Michael. Oh no, he looked like Shawn Michael. Oh my goodness. There's nothing wrong with looking like Shawn Michael, you tell him. Shawn Michael is very handsome. All right. Let's figure out. No, there's nothing wrong with being vague. I just, for those that are new to tarot and have like, it was a teachable moment. Just doing what any good parent would do. All right. Yeah. So they basically made fun of your son. I know, it's a good one, isn't it? Veronica has just said, thanks, she likes the analogy. Or I also like to think of it about like asking general questions is like doing like just general browsing on Wikipedia. It's like you have no idea what is even going to come up. You have no idea what you're going to learn. Like maybe that knowledge will stick with you and be important, but probably not. But if you do a specific search on Wikipedia, you can learn the crap out of things. That's another good one. That's a more, hey, Rita, how are you? Rita, I am getting my hair done. And it's that blue, silver, and purple dye job that you did like a million years ago. You posted it on Twitter, not Twitter, Instagram. And I wish you were here to do it, but you're not, so I have to go somewhere else. Oh my God, are you visiting in July? Amazing. You can do my hair in July. Not that that's something that you want to do, but I mean, if you leave hair without touching my head, I'm going to be really sad. Okay, so anyway. Divine Gypsy. Your next steps creatively. And then I'm going to do a black card for you too. What is going on with this deck? Like the edges are, oh, I'm going to try not to be mad about that, but I'm a little mad about it. Okay. Anyway, let's see what we got going on. Okay, so you got the Eight of Pentacles, which is just keep plugging away. And then you got the, like this is the just keep working at it, just keep doing it, just work. Like this is the just work. You know, like it's really like that's the card. Like that's the what can I do to help keep my work going on? And this is the card that says just keep working. And oh my goodness, I hate that about that card, which is really funny. But anyway, you also got the Two of Wands, which I think is very interesting because this is about future planning. This is about like looking towards, you know, like not necessarily year after, but like starting to plot out your next step, because I think that will help you keep the wind in your sails about going somewhere with your deck. Like, you know, have you ever like done an art project and then you get like 95% done and you have no idea what you're going to do, and then like the wind is out of your sails and you're like, man, the project gets abandoned, or it kind of gets a little lackluster. Like you can kind of tell, like I don't know about you, but I can kind of tell either which cards artists start with or which cards they have ended with, because they're just like the meh cards, which is really hard, which is really horrible to say. But I think you need to start thinking about the next step of your project. Like once your deck is finished, like what do you like, maybe start planting the seeds, because that will get you excited to finish it. And then you also got the Empress card, which to me would tell you that this is, you know, like, bitch, take care of yourself. Like creatively, like don't work your fingers to the bone. Definitely take time for yourself. Like have some good food, get a massage, get your hair and nails did. Like don't forget about like the stuff that makes you feel good and want to create. Like if you're feeling like shit and you're in a bathrobe and eating Cheetos, like nobody wants to do anything creative, although that sounds like an amazing time. Maybe that's how you recharge. But like, don't forget about taking care of you. And remember, you're in charge. Like this is your project. You're in charge of it. So, you know, maybe channel the Emperor a little bit here. You know, like but anyway. So for a challenge card for you, I pulled Death. This is like, I had it like this is a block. Change. I think the thing that stalls us, everybody needs Cheetos. I think the thing that stalls us when it comes to projects, especially artistic projects, is like being afraid that one, the project is going to end, and two, like having nothing to do once the project is over with. Like not having, like if something is such a big part of your life day in, day out, like creating a deck it is a 78 card journey. Like it is ridiculous. That's 78 pieces of art you have to create. And if you do one a week, it takes you a year and a half. Like this thing has been a part of your life, or it will be a part of your life for a very long time. So I think that's where the Two of Wands comes in. You're going to be less likely to procrastinate and facilitate the ending of the project if you don't think about your next project. Like change is coming up for you. You just have to get used to it. Used to the idea that this project is going to eventually come to an end, and you're gonna need and want a new project. So start thinking about that. There's nothing wrong with starting to think about that. Just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't look at the menu. So that is my advice for you, and I hope that helps you maybe get some of the creative juices flowing. So yeah, I hope that helps. The Death being your stalker card, oh my goodness. But death isn't necessarily a bad card to stalk you. It just means change. Sometimes this card really speaks heavily to me of procrastination, because the more you procrastinate, the less you have to deal with change. Like it's just kind of like, it's a big change. It's fine. Change is scary. You'll be all right. Like kind of a thing. But yes, that is your reading, and I hope that made sense for you. A little more self-care, a little more looking towards the future, and a little more just plugging away. Like that is what it is. Okay, who wants a reading next? Let's see. Julie wants to know what her soul is trying to tell her. Geez, Julie, put the pressure on. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Julie, what a question. What a question. Okay, let's see. You know what? Okay, so Amy wants to know about her work-life balance. I'm going to do Julie's question first. And actually, you know what? For that heavy question, what your soul is trying to tell you, I'm doing a little bit of a mixy-uppy for you for that heavy question, Julie, because that wasn't nice. Actually, you know what we'll do? I was going to do Pagan, but I think we're going to do Prismavisions instead, because it'll look nice with the sassy little mood lightener that I have planned. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's right. All right, so what is your soul trying to tell you? So crazy days and dreams. I mean, like that's between you and your spirit guides, honestly. I mean, I can help to facilitate a little bit, but if you feel like you're getting a message, I think you kind of need to buckle down and tune in. Maybe do a little research on what some of these things mean. Maybe meditate on it. You know, if you're getting a soul message or a spirit guide message or a whatever message that is. Oh, you want to see Prism? Ooh, Amy, you want Prismavisions? It is beautiful. I love this deck. It's not a deck for beginners, but you are not a beginner, so go ahead and buy it. It's a beautiful deck. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what is going on with Julie and her messages. Julie's messages. There we go. Okay. Interesting. And interesting. Okay, so Julie's messages. You got the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of, you know, mastery and work and practice and teamwork, and, you know, a card of building things, a card of, I like to call it a card of solid foundation too. Traditionally, it's like two guys asking a third guy about like what's like best, like how to best go about building and building. But that is somebody, you know, he's usually a master in his trade and he does beautiful work. And then you pulled the Strength card. And let me go ahead and do a close-up for those that aren't familiar with this deck. Are we going to focus? No, of course. Okay, well, we're not going to focus. So this is the Strength card. And of course, that's a traditional, this just so you guys know, there's like a ton of lions in there. That's a card of, you know, inner strength and peace and, you know, kind of taming your own lions as far as that's concerned. And then we've got the Three of Cups. Interesting that you pulled threes. You pulled 2 3s here. So there's probably something significant about the 3. So the Three of Cups is, again, about friendship and celebrating. It's about, you know, joy and happiness and levity. It could also be again about teamwork. Sometimes it's a card of timing. And then you also have the High Priestess, which is an appropriate card for you for this. This is somebody who's in touch with their intuition. So, I mean, honestly, this says like you're in context of like receiving a message. This says to me that like you're getting a message from somebody. It's probably your guides, like the 3 of, you know, these are people that know each other and, you know, they have each other's backs and, you know, they've been hanging around each other for a while anyway. And it's an important message. It's got something to do with like some work you've got to do. But in order to receive that message, I think you need to buckle down and really channel your High Priestess. Like you need to like do some serious soul searchings, like some work. You need to put the work in to get to figure out that message. Like I think maybe a deep meditation is probably a good idea for you, or some candle gazing. Something like bust out your pendulum and ask it some yes and no, like play a game of 20 questions about this message. Go and, like I said, go into meditation with your spirit guides and be like, yo, bitches, what up? You know, like stop throwing ridiculous symbols and, you know, like, I'm super glad that you sent me a raven feather, but like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? What do you want me to know? Or maybe set some intention for some lucid dreaming, like, you know, like get on it, do some work, figure it out. So but apparently it's got something to do. I think I do think it is an important message according to this, like between the Three of Pentacles and the Strength card. I think it's something, it might have something to do with divine life purpose. So I think you need to jump on that, especially if you're getting strong messages. Don't ignore those. Don't ignore those. All right, so that is the Prisma Visions Tarot for those that didn't know. And then also you're getting a Rebel deck card. What does your soul want you to know? Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's get a little unfiltered. What does your soul want you to know right now, Julie? What does it want you to know? What does your soul want you to know right now? Oh, you know what? That's a jump. Okay. So here you go. Here's your Rebel deck card. It says it's dark and you can't see a fucking thing. Get your head out of your ass. Like, that is what a card to pull for that. So I think this is, again, a little bit of like time to look up some things. Bust out the Wikipedia, kid. Like, bust it out. You'll be all right. Like, you'll figure this out. But you know. Okay. So Amy wants a question answered. What was the question, Amy? I cannot find it. I cannot find it. Work-life balance. Okay. So work-life balance for Amy. And do you want me to do that with Prism Divisions again? Boo. Okay, so we'll do Prismavisions for Amy as well. So work-life balance, because she wants to know how Prismavisions reads. It is amazing. I've got the first and second edition of Prisma. The thing that you need to know is the first edition is not worth it. If you're looking, if somebody's selling and you're looking, don't. The printing is not as, like, the colors just don't pop as good as they do in the second and third editions. And there's no difference really between the second and third editions except for the extra card. In the second edition, there's a card, it's called The Gift, and it's a picture of a fish with a key. And in the third edition, it's Illumination, and it's a picture of a fox looking at a sunrise or sunset, depending on how you look at that situation, I suppose. So, okay, let's go ahead, and you have a jumper. Excellent. Work-life balance. It's an interesting card to get for work-life balance. All right. How to strike a better work-life balance for Miss Amy. Okay. You got, the first thing that popped out was the Four of Wands. The second thing that popped out was the Three of Swords, which is really, it's a very sad card. That is a card about, again, heartbreak and, you know, like Sadness Town. It's Sadness Town, USA. It's heartache, heartbreak. It's achy breaky heart material. But then you got the card, the Star. I love this one. This one is kind of like, it's got you written all over it. It's a woman and some flowers, and then that's actually the inside of a head. It's really kind of hard to make out that silhouette. So that's a gorgeous card. And then you got the Death card. Another interesting card to pull. So this says to me that you are at a crux. You are at a crux, as far as that's concerned. Like, you want to be home more. But it looks to me like you're not willing to take the next steps to be home and strike that balance because you're just afraid of the change. So yeah, so again, like the Four of Wands is all about home and hearth. It's about like creating an amazing home and like being there and being home. The Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is about, again, that heartbreak, breaking up, emotional upheaval kind of a thing. The Star is about hope, and it's about you know, taking a leap of faith and just knowing that things are going to be okay when you do. It's almost a little bit like the Fool, but with a little bit more foreknowledge and planning. Like it's like a more planned out kind of a go for it than it is with the Fool card. And then the Death card is about major change and upheaval. So I think Yeah, I just like if you want to be home more, you're gonna have to make a major change, and you're probably gonna have to commit to being home, like career-wise. If you catch my drift, like if you want to be home and you want to have more time at home and you want to have more of a balance, where you're at home for your family more, you're going to have to sacrifice some aspect of your career. So I don't know, like that you're just gonna have to, you're gonna like, but that's a scary change to make. It's a big decision to make. You love what you do. So leaving it would definitely, it would hurt you in like here emotionally, like, but you need to just, if you want to be home and that's what you want to do and you really want to focus on your family and that's the direction that you feel like you need to head in life, you just need to like go ahead and make a plan and then know that it will be okay. It'll work out. Like it's kind of what I'm getting here. And like I said, like change is scary, and that's the thing that's keeping you from going ahead and doing this. That seems to be a theme for you, actually. Like change is scary and it kind of halts you. So I think you need to decide exactly what it is that you want and then like actually go for it. Like actually go for it this time. Like do it. You're only so young. like, you know, it's time's not going backwards. Decide exactly what it is you want and then reach for those stars. So I hope that is that helps. Like at this point, I don't know, just something's got to give. Like you've got a lot of stuff going on in your life. Like you've filled it to the brim, but it's like if you want extra time and chill time and like if you want more of a balance, something's got to go. At this point, something's got to go. So I hope that helps you. Then maybe it's time to rethink teaching. Maybe it's time to restructure your teaching career a little bit. Like maybe it's time to not be in the classroom anymore. Maybe it's time to be a tutor. Maybe it's time to be a substitute teacher. There are other ways to teach that aren't being in a traditional classroom setting. But again, if you want extra time, like you've only got so much time in a day, you've filled that allotted time, something is going to have to be sacrificed. And you just have to, you know, weigh your options and make a plan and do it, and it'll be all right. It'll be okay. So anyway, all right. Anybody else want a reading? Because if we are done, I am going to go and I'm going to go make breakfast for dinner because I love scrambled eggs. So, like, so delicious. Or teaching something else, like you don't have to, or teaching at a different school or a different grade or something. Okay, Rita, what do you want me to read for you on? Oh my God, waffles. That is actually what I'm making. I'm making some waffles, scrambled eggs, and linguiça because delicious. So yeah, Rita, what did you want me to read for you on? Because then I'm going to go. Yes, absolutely. You want to ask about something that's, yeah, go ahead. What is the question? If you can, yeah. You absolutely can find, like, usually you would frame that question as like, what was the energy behind this? Or, you know, what could I have done differently? Or like that kind of a thing. You can get clarification on it, or like, you know, like what is the outcome now that this has happened, like that kind of a thing. Absolutely. Or you can actually ask, can I get clarification on such and such situation? But what situation? What is your situation, my friend, my dear? Little Riri's, little Reedies, little Reedy McZeedies. What is it? Come on, let's go, Rita. You're keeping me from Brenner. That's an I am stealing that word, by the way. And my mom, oh my God. I have a Brenner joke for you, but I can't tell it. I'll tell it to you later. I'll tell you about Brenner. Okay, you lost touch with she had type 1 diabetes and stopped looking after yourself, and I want to know if she was okay with it. Like okay with passing, or you just want to make sure that she's all right. Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. We can do a reading on that. What deck do I want to use for that? I'll probably use Pagan Otherworlds again. Yeah, no, we can absolutely ask that question. I kind of saw if, oh, she's okay with passing. Well, I mean, it's usually not a fun thing, but usually people that pass, I mean, if she wasn't okay with passing, she'd still be hanging around, and that would be a whole other issue. But yeah, we can absolutely ask about your friend and not like on purpose. If she stopped taking her insulin on purpose, then that's probably okay. So not really. This would be a different type of mediumship. And actually, my friend, I'll see if Sunny usually pops on in the morning. She is really good at this type of thing. I'll try and do my best, but she's a much better. She actually does these kinds of readings. I don't know if she does them professionally, but this is her focus. Like she does readings for people, like bereavement readings. All right. So we'll do a reading for clarification on Rita's friend's passing. Let's see. Okay. Very interesting. I actually want to pull a couple clarifiers while I'm at it. All right, so this to me, okay, so you've got the Ace of Swords. You got the Knight of Cups. And then you got two moon phase cards. You got first quarter moon, and you got full moon. And then you also got the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress. So Ace of Swords kind of, yeah, Ace of Swords kind of says to me that, that it was something that she thought about. It was like whether or not she did it on purpose or got it into her fool head that like she didn't need to take insulin anymore is like kind of a thing, but like there was a little bit of thought behind it. But this is kind of like this is intellect air and but like new, like this is some sort of like a new idea. Like this is like, she moved there and got the idea that maybe she didn't have to take it, or she can manage things without her insulin. Like that says to me, like, she just got the idea from somewhere, but didn't really think it through, kind of a thing. And then the Knight of Cups is somebody that is somebody who acts on emotion. They're kind of a little foolhardy, hard on their sleeves kind of a person, declaring their love and like a very emotional person. Like this is it's good and it's bad. It's you always know what this person is thinking and feeling, but that doesn't necessarily lead to, it doesn't necessarily lead to like a good outcome. It's the good with the bad as far as emotion is concerned. And then the Eight of Pentacles is an apprentice. It's working and plugging away, and the Empress is, it's a. I mean, honestly, this says to me that I don't think she like did it on purpose. I think she got it into her foolhardy head that she could manage her diabetes without insulin, and it just didn't turn out so well because she enjoyed the finer things in life. She didn't necessarily have all the knowledge, and it was just like some sort of an emotional idea. Like she just got the idea that she could do it, and she tried it, and for whatever like I don't know, like who knows the reasons behind it, probably emotions. And then like the Empress, this is a woman who's pampered. This is a woman that likes the finer things in life, like that's mothering and nurturing sometimes, but it's also like the other side of that is, I like giant Toblerones, and I enjoy shrimp cocktail and chicken nugget, like I don't know, like this is again not a reading that I usually do. So I'm a little uncomfortable saying whether or not, but like let's see, as far as her passing is concerned, she's pulling a lot of maternal archetypes here tonight. I mean, I think she probably wasn't all right with it when it happened, but I think she's probably okay. You pulled the Star and the Queen of Wands. I think she's she is, she's up to her next thing. Like she's like, it wasn't like she wasn't like, yes, this is a thing I want to do. Like she wasn't like, dying sounds like a good thing to do today, I think I'll try that. But now that it's happened, she's processing it. Like she's not being like, oh yeah, no, that's horrible. Like it's, I think this is the first quarter moon. The moon is waxing. This is a glass half full kind of a situation. And the full moon is like the culmination of an event. I think she's processing it. And, as far as like having passed, I think she's processing it in a way that is positive, and she's going to take the lessons that she learned in this lifetime and she's going to apply them to her next one. And the Queen of Wands is somebody who takes that passion and that emotion and they make it work for them. And the Star again is a card of hope, but it's again, it's taking another leap. It's but making an informed leap. I think she's, like she definitely learned what she was here to learn in this lifetime, and she's going to take that and she's going to apply it to the next one. I think she was probably a little upset and a little emotional about having left this lifetime as early as she did. But I don't think she did it on purpose, if that's what you're asking. And I think that she's okay. Like, I think that, she's going to take another spin on this stupid Ferris wheel, and she'll be all right. Like, I think she'll be okay. Like, she'll take, she learned what she's supposed to learn this time around, and she's going to apply it to next time around, if that makes any sense to you. But yeah, that's kind of what I got from it. But if you want, I can ask my friend Sunny if she can do a bereavement reading for you, and she's a little bit better at this. She's a little bit better at tuning into that kind of a thing. I, for one, fear my own mortality, so I don't necessarily. I'm going to be young and amazing and able to eat chicken nuggets forever. So I'm not really that good at tuning into that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll ask her about it. So on that super heavy note, Rita, I'm sorry that happened, sweetie. If you need to talk to me, you know where to find me. If you want to talk, or if you need me to send you memes. Wow, that's really weird that she would never live to 30. That's weird. Yeah. I mean, if she had that in her head, that's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's kind of weird. But anyway, ooh, yum, eggs and salsa and potato pancakes. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Are we all doing breakfast for dinner? That's amazing. Oh, don't cry. Oh my God, no. Somebody talk about something happy. Oh, I mean, like, yay, emotions, but oh, don't cry, anyone. All right. Oh my God, stop it, Rita. Like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was not, oh my God, that is not nice. Oh my God. Okay. So yes, everybody, we need to stuff our faces with banner and try to not, oh, ow. I just gave myself a Charlie horse, you guys, like real bad. Yeah, we need to fill our emotional voids with food because Rita just decided to depress everyone. No, I'm just kidding, Rita. I'm more than happy to do readings for you of that nature. I just hope that you don't have to run into that very often. All right, so let's go ahead and pull an oracle card for the night, and then let's go eat Brenner. All right. So for an oracle card, I am going to pull from the. You know what? I don't know, because I'm still working on learning that one. I'm not going to pull from that one. I will pull from this one though, Dancing Unicorn, because I think we need a little light and positivity after that. So we'll pull from the Dancing Unicorn Oracle. I love this one. Melly Test is amazing. Her art is just so amazing. Like it's honestly, it's just so good. They do have a food oracle. If we're all talking about food, I'm gonna do food. Food fortunes. Food fortunes. Okay, so I'll do both. We'll do our unicorn oracle first. Hey Bendy Wendy, how are you? So let's see. So our oracle card for tonight, our general energy oracle card, is Turn into Magic. So I think that this I think that for Turn into Magic, not only does this mean like take things that are going on in your life and maybe turn them into something a little more magical, but also like turn in the direction. Like you can like turn, like literally turn into magic. Like turn the car, turn your life, turn your everything. Like go ahead and just change direction. If you're not feeling like something is magical, then you can turn right on into it. Let's see what the little thing says. Turn around. What did you believe was too good? What did you believe that was too good to be true? What did you refuse because you didn't feel worthy? What won't you allow yourself to receive? It's time to turn back towards that magic. There's no reason to give up or leave it behind. Excellent. Look at that. So yeah, turn into it, lock your sight on it. Like focus on the stuff that you want. Yeah, focus on the things that you want. Like turn, again, like if you want something, aim for it, turn into it. Like it's okay to do that. This deck is the Dancing Unicorn Oracle, Veronica. It is amazing. Yes, Bendy Wendy, I am not sitting lotus style. I don't know why it came up for lotus. I do tarot and oracle reading, chit chatties. But yeah, like turn right on into that magic, and take things that aren't necessarily happening the way you want them, and shit, son, turn that shit into magic. All right, so food fortunes. So this deck is modeled after Rider-Waite-Smith. So So this is basically like you pull 3 cards and that's what you have for food. Or you pull a card and that is, no, don't interrupt. You're not interrupting. You're fine. Thank you for joining us. And, you know, and maybe next time you join us again, it'll be a good time. All right. We did talk about chakras. Maybe that's what kind of decided. Maybe that's why it got tagged that like that. Google likes to tag things the way they like to tag things. All right. So food fortunes is supposed to be like you draw your cards and that's what you eat. All right. So let's see what we're all stuck eating. Like at least at some point this week, you're supposed to plan your meals this way. Like you're supposed to be like, okay, I will have this and I won't, like, I don't know. There's totally different ways to use it, but let's see what we pull. Let's see what we pull for tonight for food. Food fortunes. Printer every day. All right. So we'll do, you know what, we'll do one on the bottom. We'll do one in the middle and we'll do one on top. All right. Let's see what we pulled for our food fortune for tonight. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Wow, apparently I am in for an amazing dinner. So we pulled iced tea. Who doesn't love a nice iced tea? You know what? I haven't had iced tea in this side of forever. So we pulled some iced tea. It's a summery drink. It's a drink that you can have a lot of. You can make it 1,000 different ways. Traditionally, you'd make it with shit tons of sugar and lemon, and you'd have that. But you can have it with milk. You can have it with mint. You can, like, 1,000 different teas. So there's 1,000 different configurations of iced tea that you can have. And then they also pulled the night of drinks, a bottle of whiskey, a little bottle of Jack, a little alcohol going on there, a little hard liquor. So apparently, you're having Long Island iced teas and pizza. So the slice. This is the ace of entrees, I believe, is how. Yep, that's the one, and this is for entrees. So it's the ace of entrees, which would be, I believe, the ace of pentacles in this, and then this would be the 4 and the knight of cups for this deck as well. So if we want to go ahead and take some messages from that, like, you know, this is liquid courage. This is, you know, maybe kind of man up and kind of suck it up. And then, you know, like go ahead and like have a little liquid courage. And then, you know, the 4 of cups is traditionally like kind of melancholy about all this stuff, and I'm kind of ignoring all the good in my life. So maybe like have a drink up and remember like why I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Oh my God. Like maybe be that kind of drink. Maybe be that kind of drunk. And then pizza, like the ace of entrees. People, like, who doesn't love pizza? Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't like pizza? Is just like, it's all the food groups on one thing, and it manages to be bad for you. Like, so I don't know, maybe be a little debaucherous, maybe be a little, you know, given to your 5 senses, given to not necessarily like the carnal, but, you know, like go ahead and like indulge in like sight, smell, taste, sound, like that kind of a thing. There's nothing better than pizza. So that is your food fortune for tonight. Long Island iced teas and pizza. Who can argue with this? I mean, I was going to have Brinner, but that sounds good too. Maybe I'll have breakfast pizza. All right, you guys. Yes, we can all have a glass to Rita and her friend. I think tonight that would be very awesome. We can send out some posy vibes to Rita and to her friend, and toast one and pour one out for them. So anyway, pizza is even pyramid shaped. Kaylin is right. Look at that. Food pizza, food pyramid, triangles. Coincidence? I think not. Aliens. All right. So I'm going to get going, guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all later. Bye.